Alright everyone, so today's video is going to be about consecrating food or really anything else. And basically the definition of consecration or to consecrate is make or declare sacred, dedicated formally to a religious or divine purpose. Now, the way you can do this with food is that you're going to dedicate the food that fuels your body basically to the actions that you will take in favor of working towards, your spiritual path or towards the betterment of humanity, towards compassion, towards helping other people. Basically, you have to have the mindset that this food is going to provide me with fuel that I can use to help other people, to further my journey towards God or enlightenment or whatever tradition that you're a part of, furthering yourself along that path. And in that way, you can consecrate food that you can consume. Now, if you want to consecrate food in order to offer to the gods, that's far easier, because if you're offering it to a god or the gods or a spirit, then you just have to place it before them and say a prayer that you're familiar with, or basically say, I offer you this food. But I have some ideas. The main one that I use most often is a form of prayer before the food that I eat. And I'll tell you the words that I say. I say, "Thank you, Divine Mother Kali Ma, for this food I'm about to eat. This food is Brahman. I am Brahman. All is Brahman." And then as I say this, I recognize God, the one source that everything is a part of, through the Divine Mother Kali Ma most of the time. And I recognize God through other gods as well, but Divine Mother Kali Ma is the main, I guess you could say, side of God that I worship God through. And while I'm saying this, I picture, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I visualize, but I do visualize, I point my eyes, my irises, to my third eye. Right here in the center of the forehead, between the eyebrows, the bindi, if you will. You always call it the third eye. But I direct my eyes up there as I have, my eyes shut, my eyelids shut. And I visualize my vision of the Divine Mother, I guess you could say. That is basically an image of light being directed towards me in a very large image of light. Basically the form of a human being sitting down. But I won't tell you all the details, but basically just a vast being of light, and these rays are coming from her face and directing towards me. And praying in that way, with visualization and with kind of a prayer that makes sense to me, that I employ, allows me to feel like this food is being dedicated towards my mission, my purpose, which is to basically help people as much as I can, and try to enlighten myself as well. Which is, it's not something that I am able to focus on constantly, because I'm not a rich person. I have to work. I have to go to school. But that is my overall goal, to help as many people as possible. Now, if you want to basically consecrate food in a more physical sense, then there are some things that I would like to say. Now, if you're going to desire to use water in your consecration, I would highly recommend getting a white dish and a white cup, or a small white bowl, and then you kind of have these just to charge the water. And then when you charge the water, if you want to get some kind of crystal implement, this is called like an agate and quartz crystal generator. It might be amethyst, but it's a generator because it has the four prongs, but of agate or amethyst, I can't remember. And then it has the silver, and then it has the quartz in the center. And basically, when you're charging this water, you meditate before it. You point your fingers toward it, and you close your eyes, and you visualize all of this light as you breathe in and out, going from you into the water, and then imagine that it's kind of going through this generator, and it will charge the water. Add sea salt and then make sure it's purified water. Add sea salt to the water to add an extra physical purification and a good kind of way for the light to kind of transfer into the water. Sea salt is a great way to do that. And make sure to, whenever you charge the water, I've talked about making holy water in the past, but whenever you do this, make sure to always cover it up for later use. And over time, it will kind of evaporate with a bowl like this, a bowl that is pottery that is not exactly secure. Over time it will evaporate, but it will save a lot of the water for a long time, and by the time it does evaporate, if you have this bowl on it, then you probably need to create more anyway. Now, what do you do with this water once you once you charge this water? Basically, you just draw a circle around the food that you're about to eat, and then bow before it. And you don't have to create this water, but maybe once a week. And then you bow before it, and then you might say the prayer that you want to say, if you want to say a prayer, and then you eat the food, and you don't move that plate beyond that circle of water that you create, and it should always be clockwise. Now, another way, if you want to be more directive, if you want to really direct your energy or create a sign in the air that that means something to you in whatever religion or tradition you're a part of, I would highly recommend something like a small scepter or wand. And the one that I have is made out of bronze, and it has a stone there. But if you want to create a symbol in the air and make it especially powerful before the food that you're about to eat, and this is if you want to do all this, this is fine. If you don't, it's not always necessary for your spiritual path. But if you want to enhance your spiritual path in this way, then you can get a scepter, a small scepter, and just kind of, if you want to draw a cross, if you're a Christian, if you're a Catholic or any other denomination of Christianity, if you just want to draw a cross and focus and say the prayer or not say a prayer, that's fine. If you believe in, if you're Hindu, if you're Buddhist, you might want to draw a certain symbol. You might want to make certain hand motions. But having a scepter allows you to direct kind of your focus into whatever you're creating with the scepter. And this is a small scepter. Scepters are usually much bigger, but a small scepter would work in this case. Now, the final thing that I would recommend, or if you wanted to try consecrating food or water or really anything else, is you can anoint yourself. This is eucalyptus and sage oil combined, and this is in a little, I think it's 4-dram vial. And you dab a little bit on your finger, and you push it on your forehead. This can be for Hinduism or Christianity or many other traditions. If you're Christian, you can just dab a little bit on your forehead, dab a little bit here, here, and here, 4 directions. Making a cross. If you're Hindu, you can just dab your third eye with the kind of oil that you feel especially connected to. I like frankincense, I like eucalyptus, I like sage, I like myrrh, I like rose, and several others. But this one is eucalyptus and sage, so I might dab that here, or if I wanted to enhance the experience, use smell, I might, as I say the prayer, I might just smudge it right here below my nose, and then before I eat, and just focus on that becoming a part of my mission, fueling my body so that I can further progress along my spiritual path, or further, focus on making this food into fuel that will help other people as I commit my actions in this world. You can also draw in a circle around your dish or whatever you're about to eat with oil. That would use up oil quite a bit over time, but you can just get a tiny bit of drop and just kind of smear it. It doesn't have to be visible. You can also add, if you wanted to add the charged water that you created to your food, that would allow you to basically consume the light you've created, that you've directed into it. You could just add sea salt to a lot of things, and that's a very purifying substance. These are some of the ways that you can consecrate food. I hope this has been informative. I don't usually consecrate foods in any way other than, besides charging water, in any other way than using my prayer and visualization that I do before I eat anything. And you really have to decide for yourself what would make the consumption of food for you a more spiritual act, and not just be trying to consume some kind of spiritual energy so that you can enhance it, or so that you can enjoy it. It should be more about, okay, this food is going to be dedicated to me doing something good. But if you're consecrating food in order to make it as an offering, it's far easier. You can use any of these methods, but you can also just place it before the deity, spirit, God, what have you, and you can kneel, and you can put your hands together, and you can say, I offer this food to you, so and so. Or you can bow and say, I offer this food to you, so-and-so. And you can say something like, eat of its substance, its mass, its flavor, You can describe how you made the food, and just make it a presentation as if you were a waiter or a waitress serving somebody at a table. You're serving the divine, so that you explain the food, or you present it in a way that you are serving. Hey, thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video at all, hit that thumbs up down there. If you want to write a comment, maybe this isn't what you were expecting from the video. Maybe you have some other ideas about consecrating food, or maybe you think that none of this makes any sense. Feel free to shoot it down in the comment section below. And I hope to see all of you in the future for the videos that are soon to come. Y'all have a great one.